Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Wellspring. I see a few faces here on Zoom and in person that we haven't seen in a while, so it's really wonderful to see you all here. And by seeing, I also mean feeling. Oh, what a joyous day it is. It's Sunday, April 13th, yeah? No, I had it wrong. April 13th. My name is Edward Burlbaugh, and I'm part of your service today, and I'm so blessed to be of service. So first we have a few announcements. And early birds meet Sunday mornings at 9:30 via Zoom. The link is in the weekly email and on the website, so join us if you wish. We are reading a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's an amazing book. It was written in about 1923, if I recall, and it's just new thought all the way through. Florence Scovel Shinn, yeah. It's short, and it's like a book of memory or something. I don't know quite how to describe it, but we're used to listening to, say Ernest Holmes and so forth, and some of the speakers, writers that have written later, and she is just like a little succinct summary of new thought. Boom. And it's not like it necessarily creates a lot of conversation and discussion, although we managed to do that. It's just nuggets of truth, one after the other, and stories, interesting stories from way back when, so to speak, before I was born. So this morning, our speaker is Reverend Sandhi. Welcome, Reverend Sandhi. All the way down south from up north at Torque. So our Thursday evening group continues to meet at 7 p.m. here in the social hall or on Zoom. And as a matter of fact, this Thursday we're not meeting, but we'll meet in 2 weeks. So we decided we need to take a week off. I'm going to be leaving town, and Cleona had some other commitments, so we decided that we would just pass up this week. The labyrinth is slowly coming along, and again, thank you all those who have contributed rocks. Please help by finding and bringing more rocks to line the pathway. I will say I did a little excursion yesterday and checked out when we have 2 or 3 Boy Scouts and me, we can take my truck and we can go somewhere where they have wonderful rocks that have been graded out of the road, and they're just on the banks of the road, and we can pick them up for free. So we'll have a little outing here to do that. Those that you bring, just put them in the pile here near the pergola, and if you have some in your car and you need some help, I'm sure we can help you move them over from there. Tickets are now on sale for the Mesilla Valley Chorale concert. It's called Swing into Spring, music of the 30s and 40s. It's Sunday, May 4th, 3 p.m. at the Rio Grande Theater. Tickets are $10, and typically these shows sell out. Judy Bethman has tickets. If you want to get one now, it's probably a fantastic time to do it. I have thought I would go get tickets at the door in the past, and we ended up doing something else for that time because you could not get in. So if you think you want to go and you need a little more information about what it's going to be about, I understand there's a lot of swing music there, and Judy Bethman, who's here today, has tickets and can explain a little bit more to you about it. So our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. And you may request by submitting a prayer request on our website, or we have forms in the back of the sanctuary here that you can fill out and give them to me, and I will take them with me to our prayer group Tuesday afternoons at 4:15. As a matter of fact, if you have added your name to the list, it might be a good time for you to sit down in your quiet space at 4:15 and just hold consciousness, not only for yourself, for all the rest of the folks that are on the list. And if you're not on the list and you feel like doing a little extra service during the week, 4:15 on Tuesdays, just sit in your quiet place, remain centered, and know that the prayer group is happening at that time. So now we have our invocation. So we settle into this moment, this presence. We feel that presence, that energy, that light, however you describe it, touching us now, flowing through us, filling the sanctuary with our contribution to the presence of Spirit. So we know Spirit is here in this very place. And we just hold the high watch for the entire service. We know that the words spoken by our speaker and the music, the reading, will all be perfect, reminding us of that magnificent Spirit that we truly are. For this we give thanks, and so it is. So please stand if you're able for our Song of Joy, God in Everything. And Miss Judy is going to come up and play the piano for that. But most of you are going to know this song, so just make a joyful noise.
You know, we all have our part, right? Yep. Sharon's gone, and she's the one that lights the candles, and I'm sitting back there. Thank you. So now we're officially open for business. Yeah. Okay. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything, deep inside and all around me. God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. Every strange place I see God in everything. Sisters gathered around me, God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. See it in my troubled times, God in everything.
Thank you, Judy. So let us read together our vision, mission, and affirmation. It's our vision to elevate spiritual consciousness in our world, and our mission to support individual spiritual quests through celebration, study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. And our affirmation, I embrace the beauty and renewal of life, knowing that divine creativity flows through me. Every step I take is guided by Spirit, bringing clarity, peace, and purpose. I celebrate the gifts of transformation and trust in the unfolding of my highest good. Thank you. So now we have our first special music, Jeff G. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'll do this song. It's called Infinity, and it's a slow one for today, so hope you like it. Inside you and inside me, there's nothing less than infinity. And inside you and inside me, nothing less than infinity. Through gods of gold and gods of steel, we catch a glimpse of what we could feel. Lift our eyes and see inside, past the curtain used to hide. The fact that we're all made from grace, but it's been a choice to build the place where we compete to feel a little of the light. While inside you and inside me, there's nothing less than infinity. Inside you and inside me, nothing less than infinity. Through gods of gold and gods of steel, we catch a glimpse of what we could feel when we lift our eyes and see inside, past the curtain used to hide. The fact that we're all made from grace, but it's been a choice to build a place where we compete to feel a little of the light. While inside you and inside me, there's nothing less than infinity. Inside you and inside me, there's nothing less than infinity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. That was beautiful. I assume that was handwritten or home written or whatever it is. All right, so today I'm going to read some excerpts from the Bible, John. And a lot of these words are quotes of Jesus. And you know he was a New Thought teacher, right? So I might stop the reading and make a few little comments, because a lot of what he says is just right in alignment with what Ernest Holmes says. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. So this is reading chapter 14. I'll be doing, it's just going to jump around a little bit. So, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. This is Jesus speaking. In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go ye know, and the way ye know. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him, and have seen him. And Philip asked him a question. And Jesus said to Philip, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, He doth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth in me, the works that I shall do, he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever ye ask in my name, that I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Jumping on, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and he will come unto him, and make our abode in him. He that loveth me keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. These things I have spoken unto you, being yet present with you. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If ye loveth me, ye would rejoice, because I said, I go unto the Father, for my Father is greater than I. And now I have told you before it came to pass, that when it is come to pass, ye might believe. Hereafter I will not talk much to you, for the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. But that the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me commandment, even so I do. Arise, let us go hence. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. Yet so shall ye be my disciples. As the Father hath loved me, so I have loved you. Continue ye in my love. These things I have spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. And lastly, ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask in the name of my Father, he may give it to you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. So I did find a lot of Ernest Holmes in there. But we also know that Ernest Holmes was a scholar of the Bible, so it's not surprising in many respects. So with that, I want to bring up Reverend Sandhi.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Your microphone's not on.
Is it on now? Yes. Okay. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me. I love these monthly times with you. It means a lot to me. It makes me a better person because I think of the topic throughout the month and I gather pearls that are relevant. So it's a real honor to be here. And let's see. I'm on the verge of being a Jesus freak. Isn't that alarming? Because I've been in the book of John, and I've been in the Course in Miracles. Shirley and I read the Course in Miracles together. If you want to hear it beautifully read, ask Shirley to read something to you. It's just absolutely beautiful, and we really support each other because we had challenges last week, and there was challenges, really big ones, big. And we got through it because we stuck together and we read. And I always lean on Terry, that poor lady. For 11 years, she's been supporting me. And without help, without friends, without prayer, forget it. I'm nothing. So Jesus was a good Jew. And what he was doing on Easter was Passover. And the Christians took over Passover and the pagan holiday, Astera, so that people would become Christians. So I love the pagan holiday. I love Passover. You know, Terry did our Passover last year, and it was so wonderful. Just that tradition and the rituals and all that. And Jesus said the most important verse is the Shema. How many people know the Shema? And I've asked Terry to come up and read it. I mean, just stand and say it. Or come to the... Can we have this? We can have this. Okay. She and I don't need microphones.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Vayed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Blessed be your name forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you so much, Terry. She's very active in her temple, and this is Passover, and she's going to a celebration tonight. And I get to stay in her wonderful little home, all cozied up. I just love being there. I wish she was going to be there, but at least I'm going to be there because I have a 9 o'clock appointment in the morning. So this is Palm Sunday. I love Palm Sunday. It just, it's always meant a lot to me. When I was a little girl, I just loved the little crosses made of the palm fronds, you know. And what the Palm Sunday reading from Daily Word was read today at Unity where I spoke. And says, so they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. John 12:13. So Dean is going to give you a palm for Palm Sunday. And it's plastic, and just pretend it isn't. And it's, you want to pass them out? They're bigger than I thought they were going to be. So this is the biggest one I passed out. It's like, okay then, here we have some palm leaves, serious palm leaves. Thank you so much, Edward, for the readings. You did those are some of my favorite passages because Jesus was not a victim. He knew what was going to happen. He said, you should rejoice because I go home to the Father. I came from the Father. I'm going home to the Father. And he didn't say, well, in the book of John, he didn't say, let this cup pass from me. He said, what should I ask that you take this from me? For this very moment came I to the world. So for what moment did you come into the world? Thank you. Thank you so much. And And how do you enter things? It's all about the entrance into Jerusalem. You know, they said, some people say a colt, some say a donkey. I just love the book of John. I've been reading it every morning since 78. And I always get something from it. And I'm going to get a new Bible because, I mean, it's just so marked. I go right to the highlights and the underlines and the dates, what I was doing on the side, like it's really important, you know, like somebody's going to read it. But I love the book of John. He's known as the mystic apostle. And his message starts with, the Word became flesh and lived among us. Not Mary and Joseph. His name was Yeshua ben Joseph, Jesus, son of Joseph. Joseph was a descendant of David. And virgin means young woman. So to discover all this and to know how they've used Jesus' words and turned them into bullets for guilt is just beyond me. I was just so disillusioned and shocked when I started really reading and comparing the different translations. The Jerusalem Bible is fascinating if you get one with the footnotes, because in the footnote for that saying, it says, he pitched his tent among us. So it has different, it's just fascinating to me. I love it. So we're going to stand up. We're going to turn towards the other group. We're going to wave our palm leaves and say, Hosanna, 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 Hosanna. And I invite you to put it on your doorstep today when you step over it, because they laid them down for Jesus to walk on. So when you go home, lay it down, step over it, and make an entrance. Make a good entrance. I used to dread going to new things. I still am a little bit shy. You probably don't believe it, but I'm shy. So now I just do a prayer before I go somewhere, and I smile, and I know that the light in me is going to attract the light in another person. And I've been meeting amazing people almost every day in TRC. It's just the most amazing lifestyle. I love it. So, and I do want to mention the woman that poured the perfume on Jesus. Remember, she had it in her hair, and Judas said, "Are you nuts? We could have sold that. You're wasting it." And Jesus said, "Leave her alone." And then he said, and we haven't done this either, "Verily I say unto you, wherever soever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she has done shall be spoken of for a memorial to her." We would have been honoring a feminine woman all this time. And you know, in the Essene Gospel of Peace, there's the Our Mother. Our Father is a one-bun prayer. It's just half. It's Our Mother. We would have been praying for the health and happiness and the earth all this time. Isn't that amazing? You know, the movie Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon, I'm always mentioning it because I think it's just a masterpiece. When he confronted the Pope, he went to the Pope and he said, "Why aren't we doing what Jesus taught us to do? So why aren't we know better? Why are we not doing better, right? I knew better. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to react. I didn't have to contract. I could stay open. I can respond and not react." So I think also that Jesus was a transcendentalist. And Walt Whitman has a great quote about Emerson, if I can find it. Walt Whitman: "I was simmering, simmering, simmering. Emerson brought me to a boil." Isn't that cool? So it's time to come to a boil right in the midst of these times. What the heck? I mean, we can have a good time. I don't watch the news, and I don't listen to the news, and I don't get a newspaper, because I choose joy and I choose upper frequencies, and those places are not upper frequencies for me, just for me. I respect everybody on their own path, but my path is to stay in the joy that is innate, and I can access it the moment I'm willing to. And I do more and more all the time. I've never been so content and joyful, truly. And just coming here over a year now has been amazing for me. It really has made a difference. It's deepened my practice. It's opened me up to the light in a way I never thought it would. And I had a miracle this week. I mean, a real miracle. I was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis January 16th, and I've been dreading it. It's like an axe over my head because I don't have the information yet. I get it tomorrow, how I'm doing. But it was scary. I had to reset and reset, up, 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 up. You don't know. And then I thought, this isn't fair. I've never smoked. I've been a breath coach all my life. What the heck? And the answer was, you're not special. You're just another bozo on the bus with a disease. You know, you're not special. I thought I was exempt. I went 79 years with perfect health. So I was insulted. And now I know it's just what is. My body's temporary, and I have a dot on my body called the diagnosis. And back to the S and S. This is the big S, spirit, and this is the little s, self, personality. So on this tiny little temporary body is a tiny little temporary dot. And it's shrinking all the time. In fact, on the 11th, I did a very deep, deep meditation. I brought the statue of Jesus. I couldn't stand the word Jesus because I'd been a born-again Christian for a year. And thank you. And I wouldn't say the word. I was turned off to Christianity. And I threw the Jesus out with the bathwater. And now I'm back to the book of John and back to his teaching. And I listen to really beautiful songs. One is Open Our Eyes. We went to see Jesus. And another one is Praise you, Father. Bless you, Jesus. Holy Spirit, thank you for being here. And I listen to that music every morning. And I just start the day so beautifully. So I went very, very deep on the 11th. I said, I can't worry anymore. This is just draining me. Shirley knows. Terry knows. It was just an effort to stay in the now and not be in PPFS, pain of the past, fear of the future. Pain of the past, reruns, rehearsals, catastrophizing. Gene Houston said, don't catastrophize your life, philosophize your life. And so I spend the mornings doing comparative readings of spiritual philosophies for affirmative living, and I love all of them. And the Course of Miracles has been a blessing to me. I've had a love-hate relationship with it for decades. And I've been back since Mary Ann came last May. I'm almost through with a lesson every day. And if you have one, lesson at 75, I read it every morning. And that's where the light has come, is there, that chant. So I had a deep, deep meditation. Everything turned blue, and the full face of Jesus appeared to me. I don't tell many people this, but it was just awesome because I've seen one eye a lot, and I've seen his chest carrying the cross that's all sweaty and bloody. And he says, don't worry about me, I'm fine. But it was a revelation. And you know what? I can breathe now. I was laboring, breathing. I had this catch in my throat and short of breath, and I couldn't really walk my dog very well. And now I'm fine. Isn't that wonderful? That's, you know, thank you. Dottie Shore used to say, isn't that odd? That's God. Isn't that odd? That's God. So I can't tell you how good it is to feel good and not to take for granted any kind of pain or anything, because when I'm in pain or I'm worrying, it's hard not to take my cues from the body. And I don't want to do the little s. I want to do the big S. I want to stay in spirit. I want my spiritual identification to override my physical identification. And it's possible. And I'm doing it. So it's just... And Wellspring has been a big part of this journey for me. If I didn't have Wellspring January 16th, forget it. You know, because the prayers and the people and the kindness. And it's just a temporary disease on a temporary body. And I thought, oh, this isn't fair. I just finally got happier than I've ever been. I'm finally content. I have a wonderful home. I have 4 great dogs. We all sleep together in a single bed, and that's the way I like it. There's no more room in the inn. And I have this wonderful life. I go to the cafes. I'm in the poet group. I'm in the writers group. And I've come alive. And now I have to die? What the heck? Because when she told me in January, I said, I'm not going to make it to 80 because I turn 80 next month. But I think I'm going to make it. Yeah. And to have my breath back, I mean, it's thanks to Science of Mind, to New Thought. I called Silent Unity. If you haven't called them, they're wonderful. I called in the night. It's 24/7. Live people, and they pray with you, and then they send you a wonderful letter. So I highly recommend that because I think it made a difference. I really do. I believe in the power of prayer. I think it's infinite energy moving through us at the level of the frequency of our thoughts. And I always say I have an emotional budget, and politics is too high ticket an item. I can't afford it. So I don't buy it. I just stay centered. I can establish a frequency I want to be on for the day. And there's no reason at all for me to get derailed. I do not have to contract. I do not have to react. The 3 C's, criticize, compete, and compare. Thank you. I just said it at Unity with this wonderful man. Isn't he great? Yeah. So it's all possible. I didn't think it was possible because there's a 7-step prayer, 12-step prayer, and it says, my Creator, I'm ready now that you have all of me, good and bad. Please remove all of the defects of character that stand in the way of being useful to you and my fellows. Give me the strength to do your will as I go out from here. And it's beautiful. It says all character defects. Are you game? Can you imagine being totally free of character defects? It's possible. Look at Shirley. She doesn't waver. I mean, she goes through stuff, and she doesn't waver. And I'm sorry you're going to have to hear this again, but Terry and I have spiritual talks. They're just wonderful. They're very deep, and I was being very significant. I know you've probably heard this, but I have to say it again because Edward read it so well. I was being significant, and I said, all this time, we could have been praying to the Holy Comforter and getting comfort and love and the teachings of Jesus. We could do that any time. And I thought, I know I'm making a difference with this woman. I just know it. And she starts bursting out laughing. And I had that self-righteous indignation. What do you mean you're laughing? This is really important. This is one of the finest things I've ever learned in my life, the Holy Comforter. She goes, I'm sorry, I saw this big Holy Comforter coming at me and embracing me. And that's how we do it. I get significant, she pops the balloon, and it's really a good ego blast. It's really healthy. That's why friends that are honest are so important. I mean, really honest, down to the nitty-gritty, the difficult stuff. So I love that he said to Pilate, Jesus, he said, this kingdom is not of my world. For this very reason came I, to bear witness to the truth. And as Edward read, I came that your joy might be full. Why wasn't that taught? What's the guilt stuff for? My last year was working with AIDS, was in a South Central Watts hospice for people of color with AIDS. And this man said, I want to go back to the Baptist church. I said, okay. So we went, this little storefront church with, the red velvet and this huge picture of the minister and his wife, real big people, real just darling. And I came and I said, I'm Reverend Sandhi Scott, and I'm doing part of the memorial. He says, we don't let women be in the pulpit. And I said, I don't need a pulpit. My voice is fine. I'll just stand up and do my thing. But then he saw me rocking and rolling with the music. And he said, Sandhi Scott has soul. You come on up and be with me. So, yeah, but the guilt message is just to take someone, it's like taking a lamb to the slaughterhouse to hear how guilty he is, and he's a sinner just because he's gay. I don't do all the initials. I'm sorry, I'm too old. You're gay. So, yeah, it was sad. But it's what he wanted, so you do what people want. You take your cue from the person in the bed. Take your cue, because my father wanted to go home, and my stepmother wouldn't let him. He was 102, and it was breaking my heart. And I said, I've been a hospice chaplain for 40 years. The deal is they know what they want. It's not what you want. Well, my son's a doctor, and we're saving him. And they just put him through hell. We have to listen to people. Even just because they're incapacitated doesn't mean they don't know. And kids know, don't they? Dogs know. Terry and Bodie, my blonde baby, the rescue, he and Terry have a deep relationship. When your dog just really loves someone. And she talks to him on the phone. And one time she came to my house in TRC, and we had a little visit, and then we left. And we came back, and he wouldn't look at her because he didn't get to go with her somewhere. So she talks him down. And one time I couldn't get him back in the car out at Caballo. I couldn't. I would slam the door, honk the horn, leave, drive like an eighth of a mile, and he'd follow me, and I'd stop and open the door, and he'd go, whoop! So I called Terry, and she called to him, and he came. That's that link of love is what I'm talking about. Whether you have a dog or not doesn't matter. What matters is that you resonate with people, and you learn to trust them, and you open up, and you get vulnerable, and you tell the truth, You know, what I love about Ernest Holmes is he says disease is a fact. It's not the truth. It's a temporary fact. We're forever spirit. Isn't that wonderful? And then to explain AIDS to people, I said, well, you know, Ernest Holmes says in the glossary that race thought is a prolific source of disease. And so many of my guys in the support group had been doing sex, drugs, rock and roll, really living the West Hollywood life. It was very hedonistic, and they were just having a blast, doing everything they wanted to do. And it lowered their immune system, I think. And I think race thought, the hatred towards them, the non-acceptance, the cruelty, I think lowered their immune system, and they got zapped. That's my philosophy, and it helped a lot of them. So however I got this condition, I don't know and I don't care. I can't figure it out. They call it idiopathic, which means we don't know what caused it. And Ernest Holmes says it doesn't matter what happens at all. It matters what you do with it. Isn't that wonderful? And so we have choice. It's like if it takes you down, crank it up. Just say up, 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 or just say something. I used to say stop it, shut up, and now I say, oh, honey, we can do better than that. I'm much kinder to myself now. So Palm Sunday is a wonderful Sunday. It's about entrance. It's about Passover. At Passover, Jesus didn't say, this is my blood, my life, or blah, blah, blah. He washed their feet. And he reassured them about the Comforter, and he left his guys taken care of. And chapter 17 is beautiful because it's Jesus' letter to his Father, saying, thank you for sending me. I took good care of them. I've done your work, and I'm ready to come home. Please take care of them. So I highly recommend the book of John, and the Gita, of course. All those books are wonderful because, you know, you open them up and you feel it again. Like when you come here, you feel it. And so when I'm home and I need prayer or something, I think of this group because it lifts me immediately because it's Wellspring. Spring into spring, remember? Okay, so let's have a look-see for yourself. Center yourself the way you like. You might want to take 3 deep breaths. The Buddha said, I'm now breathing in. I am now breathing out. I am tranquilizing my anxiety. I am now breathing in. I am now breathing out. I am tranquilizing my anxiety. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, just say, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And listen to what you're breathing out to. Where are you sending your energy today? Where does it come from? Marianne Williamson always quotes the Course in Miracles saying, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say and to whom? So see if the Holy Spirit speaks to you in this moment. We give thanks for being together today. I embrace the honor and privilege of speaking here, and I give thanks. And so it is. Thank you for listening. You hand me my bag. Thank you. Hi.
Thank you. I got a lot out of that. I love that speech. Well, here's a song for you guys. It is called God is the Morning Sun, and I hope you enjoy. God is the morning sun. God is the stars at night. God lives in everyone. We're opening to the light. As we live and breathe in love, We live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love. God is a gentle rain. God is a healing wind, a power that can't be changed, a love that will never end. As we live and breathe in love, we live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love. God is the morning sun. God is the stars at night. God lives in everyone. We're open into the light. As we live and breathe in love, we live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love. We live and breathe in love.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Sandy, as well. So now it's time for our offering. And I see somebody back there is bringing up the offering basket. So we give great thanks for these gifts that have been given today and those that we receive online through PayPal and through the mail. We take great pleasure in tithing from these offerings and supporting charitable organizations throughout Las Cruces, predominantly, and throughout the world. So we give thanks for these blessings. It is our acknowledgement that we are part of the divine flow, and that giving and receiving are only one, are all one. And so it is. Thank you, Jim. So there are a number of folks who have contributed to today's production. We were a little short-staffed today, so we had Jim and Brenda doing just about everything back there in the text. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Judy for being on our piano. And of course, Jeff and Sandy. Yeah, thank you.
And Edward.
Oh, and Edward. Thank you. So we thank you for joining us, those who've been with us in Zoom land and here in the sanctuary. And those who are listening to this online after the fact, we know that really there is no time. So you're here today now as well, and you're enjoying the energy of today, no matter when you listen to this. So we'll hold the Zoom meeting open a little bit after service if you want to let your voice be heard and say howdy to folks. Otherwise, we'll be going over to the social hall. I don't know if I should say this, but Brenda brought brownies. Woo-hoo! So if you're not here to enjoy them,
We'll enjoy more for us.
so All right, so please stand as you are able and read with me the benediction, followed by our congregational song. Spirit in the midst of us is mighty. Joy, peace, and eternal life are our true nature and flow through us into the world, and so it is.